Let's continue and first welcome to the ring, Michel El Águila Polina.
Michel Polina is breaking a 1,137-day layoff here tonight, having been out of action since his third-round KO win over Jesus Ramos in 2022. Polina spent time away from the ring to pursue his degree in criminology and has been staying in shape and keeping busy by teaching 9 boxing classes a day at his gym in Monterrey. Polina says that no matter what happens tonight, he's already won, and that he's proof that even if opportunities aren't coming your way in boxing, if you stay ready for them, one day you'll be able to capitalize, just as he is here tonight. Polina said he dreamt of being on a Canelo undercard one day, and that dream is coming true.
And now let's welcome to the ring, Marco Verde.
The Olympic silver medalist Marco Verde is a man tabbed by many, including Canelo Alvarez, as potentially the next crossover Mexican star. Verde became the first Mexican fighter to win silver since 1984, last year in Paris, and signed a managerial deal with Eddie Reynoso. But there's a bit of a curse that Verde is looking to break. Only one Mexican fighter to have medaled in the Olympics has gone on to win a world title in the pros. Alfonso Zamora, who won silver in 1972 and went on to become lineal bantamweight champion and one of the biggest punchers of all time. Could this be the start of the end of the drought and the beginning of the next generation of Mexican boxing?
Yeah, I like this kid a lot. First noticed him back in the 2023 Pan American Games. Got a win over Amari Jones in that tournament. Olympic silver medalist. Tremendous amount of talent. And boxing is in his blood. His father, a 1992 Olympian. So this guy is ready to be here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 6 rounds in the middleweight division. Brought to you by Riyadh Season at the General Entertainment Authority GIA with Frank Warren for Queensberry, Canelo Promotions, Agon Sports and Events, and Sella, along with their great sponsors, Riyadh Season, STA, STC, Dr. Suleiman El Habib Medical Group, and Arena Fitness Innovation. It is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, Steward in Charge Guy Williamson. When the bell rings, our referee in charge and scoring this contest will be Bob Williams. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the blue corner, he comes to the ring wearing black with white and weighed in officially at 159.8 pounds. Coming to us from Monterrey, Nuevo León, Mexico, he brings a professional record consisting of 4 wins, 5 defeats, 3 draws, 2 of his 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michel El Águila Polina. And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing black with silver and weighed in officially at 158.7 pounds. Hailing from Mazatlan, Sinaloa, Mexico, he is a 2024 Olympic silver medalist, proudly representing Mexico, and now tonight, he makes his highly anticipated professional boxing debut. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Marco Verde.
Okay, gentlemen, obey my commands. In the event of a knockdown, the fighter standing will go to the furthest neutral corner and stay there. Protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves.
Couldn't help but notice that the fan zone had 25% of the people voting picking Polina to win. Maybe they know something we don't. This is Polina. We watched him this week, Sergio. I think there's going to be, among others, a pretty decisive speed advantage in favor of Marco Verde.
Speed, size, and accuracy. This is an accurate power puncher in the making, a big, tall southpaw with a bright future.
Professional career underway now here for Marco Verde, although we should point out, and Chris, you and I talked about this, although this is his official pro debut, he does have a win in IBA pro boxing. More on that in a moment, because he just landed a devastating uppercut to the body. And this might be the end of his pro debut right here.
Yeah, watching Polina this week, just didn't look in the kind of physical shape you need to be in to be competitive in a fight like this.
As soon as he came out, I seen his body. I'm like, no, this is gonna end quick.
And the effects of that body shot, he's still feeling them. A seemingly innocuous shot, keeping Polina on the canvas, up at the count of 9.
But credit to Molina, 2 knockdowns in the first round and gets up both times.
We'll see if Marco Verde can finish things here in the opening round. Polina still reeling, absorbing a lot of shots here. Nearly went down once more.
I love the fact that Verde's not loading up. These are all just speed shots. Alternating the speed and every punch in the book right now.
Hard right hook to the body again there from Verde. Whips an uppercut through the middle. Unleashing his whole arsenal right now, and that is it. First round knockout for Marco Verde in his pro debut. And Sergio, early returns would suggest there's a lot of green in the future for Verde.
A lot of money, baby, that's right. Look, I like the speed. I knew he was gonna have power. I could see by his shoulders, the amateur pedigree is there. I love the way that he was digging down to the body, but the speed, the fact that he wasn't really overpowering Polina. He was trying to just get the shots off and not smothering himself. Yeah, man, this kid has a bright future.
Yeah, southpaw with speed, power, great technique, amateur pedigree. It's in his boxing blood. I mean, this kid's got a lot of potential. Would love to see how quickly he gets turned around by Team Reynoso.
And I could tell now why he won a silver medal in the Olympics, because the Mexican style is not conducive to the amateur style. But look, body shots like that, you could see him grimacing right in front of our eyes, just melting in front of our eyes. That's what body shots do, right in the breadbasket right there with his power hand. It's a beautiful shot, but guts on Polina for getting up from that shot. Look, shots like that on top of the head, you could see that his knees buckled a little bit, gave out on him. But right here, this is what I like. Nothing was really hard. He was just touching the gloves, trying to get referee to stop this fight. Look, he's touching the gloves, you know, alternating the speed, coming around the guard with the power, and then he backed off right there. The referee knew he was outgunned.
Yeah, this is real deal power. Chris, as I was trying to reference earlier before the first knockdown happened, this is a guy with a stoppage win over Roniel Iglesias in an IBA pro bout that is pretty indistinguishable from pro boxing. So this is a man far more developed than a fighter who's typically making his pro debut.
Yeah, and if you don't know Roniel Iglesias, an accomplished fighter, excellent amateur, that was an impressive win last year for Marco Verde. I mentioned the win in the amateur ranks over Amari Jones. He has some impressive wins in the unpaid ranks. And I think as he grows as a professional, whatever weight class he winds up in over the next couple of years, I think he's got a great chance to be special.
Well, Josh Taylor makes his Queensbury debut on May 24th, live from the OVO Hydro Arena in Glasgow. The Tartan Tornado faces Echo Esseman as he fights for the first time at welterweight, and is all live right here on DAZN. We're ready to make this one official. Let's send it back up to Thomas Stryber.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 1 minute 34 seconds of round number 1. Our referee in charge, Bob Williams, stops the contest. Therefore, your winner by way of technical knockout and successful in his professional boxing debut, Marco Verde.
Well, it's the 25% in the fan zone that picked Polina. Better luck next time.
Listen, I mentioned he teaches 9 boxing classes a day. That's a lot of clients that could potentially be voting in that poll, Chris. Of course, Marco Verde dominant in his professional debut as we take a look back at the story of the fight.
Well, the story of the fight was that body shot. When you land a body shot that cleanly, you can see it in the face of Polina, man. But look, he got up. I like seeing that. A lot of these guys with losses on their records would easily take the easy route out. But not Polina. He got up, got dropped again. And this is when Verde just decided to turn it to another gear. Not the power, just unleashing up top. Look, those shots right there, those are amateurish, but it got the stoppage, it got the job done. 1-0, 1 knockout, on to the next one.
Yeah, Sergio, I thought Polina, after that second knockdown, was trying to do the thing where you get up at 9, but you don't really get up, and the referee waves it off, and you give the nominal protest, but you got up. It was academic all day long. Good win for Marco Verde.